Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to talk about something that is pissing me off a little bit. It didn't at first, but it is now. And the only reason it didn't piss me off at first is because I didn't understand what was going on. I think a lot of people know I'm a big fan of Beretta. So it didn't surprise me when a lot of people sent me a picture of a new Beretta asking me what I thought of it. It was a very pink and flamboyant Beretta. It looked like the flamingo of Berettas. And I was like, looks like it's very well done. Looks like it's a very pretty gun. Not for me, of course. I'm not the biggest fan of the color pink. I did like it when I was younger, but I think that was being more come do something, say something about it than it was anything else. My favorite colors are orange, yellow, things like that. But zombie green, of course. But it was still pretty cool. I was like, wow, someone put some time and effort into this. This isn't just something you see someone did with, like spray paint and stuff in their backyard or their garage. But then I started noticing that people were saying there was a controversy behind it. People even started sending me links to videos of people talking about the controversy behind it and how a lot of people are not okay with this, that Beretta did this collaboration. Turns out this was a collaboration between Beretta and some guy named Jeffree Star. And yes, this is a guy. I did look it up. He identifies as a gay man, and his pronouns are he, him, his. So it's a guy. And I looked that up before I did this video because, it's not hard to be respectful, period. And why do I care how anyone identifies? So I looked it up. And it turns out he's not a great big gun guy. Apparently he's a makeup guy, a very successful, wealthy makeup person, and owns their own line and all this stuff. And their father was a huge Beretta fan. Gun fan, period, but especially Berettas. And I guess their father passed away. And they have made this clear that their father loved guns. I believe there's other pictures of them with Berettas and stuff in the past. And Beretta, worked with them and made a custom gun for them. For him, I guess I should say. And people are outraged, it seems. Now, why are people outraged? Well, some people say it's because, he's not a Second Amendment supporter, and why are they giving him a gun? That's outrageous. And I'm like, do you really have that? Is that really a problem for you? Because were you outraged when they gave Trump guns or Bush guns or Reagan guns? Because they weren't 2A supporters either. In fact, they negatively hurt the Second Amendment, or actively hurt the Second Amendment. I don't think Jeffree Star's done that. I thought, maybe he was, unappreciative or treated the gun badly or blew it off when they gave it to him. So I actually went and had to watch a video where he received the firearm. And no, he was very respectful. He said it reminded him of his father. He thought it was beautiful, blah, blah, blah. He was, nothing negative. So I'm like, why are people having all these problems about this? They're saying, it's because he's not a Second Amendment advocate. Some people said it's because he's not a good example of a gun owner. Well, to you people, I hate to break it to you, you're probably not either. Neither am I. There is no such thing as a perfect example of a gun owner. We're just people. And the more people that own guns, the better. If you ask me, and which people have, when it gets right down to it, the problem I think most people have with this is that they're fucking homophobes. They're fuds, they're assholes, they're cowards. Because, I'm sorry, homophobia stems from cowardice and insecurity more than anything else. These people that go around, it's like the people, right now that are calling everyone pedophiles if they don't agree with them politically. Like Disney, the groomer pedophile thing. Here's the thing, if you go around calling people you don't know a pedophile, all that tells me as a mental health expert is you probably have some pedophilic tendencies that you feel really insecure about. So I wouldn't go around calling people pedophiles that I didn't know, especially, and hadn't been charged with any acts of pedophilia. But same thing here. It comes from people's own insecurities and their own cowardice and their own fears. And that's all I can see here. is that people don't like this guy because he is very effeminate. I'm sure a lot of his gender traits are female, he's kind of like a drag queen, seems like to me, which makes sense because drag queens are big into makeup. But drag queens are still men. I mean, there are some that are transsexual, but most of them are just men dressed as women. And I assume that's what this guy is. But like I said, a lot of people don't seem to be able to handle anything different than what they think is normal. And that seems to be the problem with all this. It's not that he's a bad example of a gun owner. I would love to see far more people like him with guns. I'd like to see every tranny, every drag queen, every effeminate whatever carrying a gun openly, proudly, display the fact that they're pro-gun. Would love that. There's so many people in the gun community now, and this is the problem, this is the only reason this is a scandal, that are just, like I said, bigots, cowards, and homophobes. And these people aren't worth debating. I've seen some videos where people put out where they're trying to, counter other people's opinions or talk about the controversy. Here's the thing. If you got a problem with this, if it's just because you think the gun's ugly, fine. If you just think, oh, Beretta made an ugly gun and I got a problem with that I'll listen to. But if you've got a problem with the fact that they did it for this guy because of who he is or what he is, etc., that's the real reason. Like I say, I don't believe at all that you're upset because, oh, he's not a pro-2A guy or blah, 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 whatever, because a lot of people have been given guns over the history, including Trump and other Republican and Democratic presidents who've been given guns are not pro-gun. They were actively anti-gun. So if you didn't have a problem with that, you didn't speak up then, you have to see what's the difference here. And it is that this person is someone who is queer. And a lot of people have a problem with that. If you just don't like the fact that the gun's pink and you think that they shouldn't make guns that are pink, some people think that, well, that's just kind of a FUD attitude. But if your problem is with this person and the fact they worked with this person, that's your problem. And like I said, I don't think it's worth really addressing, at least not face-to-face in a confrontation kind of way, because that person's opinions aren't worth shit. Like I said, I don't care what racists think. I don't care what homophobes think. I don't care what bigots think. If you believe in the Second Amendment, then you believe it's for everybody, regardless of whether you think they're the right kind of person or not. And this right here just exposes the ugly fact in the gun community that there are still so many homophobes, bigots, racists, etc. in our community. And when they speak up, too often we just let them speak. And we go, it's not worth dealing with. But we need to stop that. We need to start, every time someone brings up this racist, bigoted, homophobic bullshit, we need to say, shut the fuck up and sit down. You are a bad example of the gun community. You are the reason that the gun community has stagnated and hasn't gone beyond certain boundaries. You're the reason why there isn't a lot more involvement of other sexualities, other genders, other races, etc. in the gun community in America, because they feel excluded, because too many fucking bigots are allowed to speak uncontested. We need to stop doing that. When they speak up, when they raise their ugly, homophobic, racist heads and spout their garbage, we need to tell them what we think of them and how they don't fit into modern society. I don't care. I mean, I've stood quietly beside, stood there quietly before white people said things I knew they shouldn't say. I've been at gun shows where people called Obama the N-word, old guys. And I didn't say anything because what was I going to accomplish right then and there? Other than maybe have to punch some old guy. So it wasn't accomplishing anything. But in this community online, when people are allowed to just speak uncontested, that looks like what we are. We condone it. The fact that we don't shout it down makes it look like we condone it. I don't condone it. I don't think most gun owners these days condone it. I think it's a small, very loud portion of the gun community that are these disgusting, racist, homophobic, insecure assholes. Now, I know a lot of guys out there have insecurities about their sexuality, and it makes them really, ooh, I don't like gay people, no, like, ooh, because I kind of would maybe like to kiss one. That's just the way it is. I accept that. I know most of us accept that. But we don't have to let them be a vocal part of our community. When they start acting up, tell them to sit the fuck down, shut up. Still support their right to own guns, because I support the right of every free citizen to own guns, even if they're dicks and assholes and whatever. Also, I support their right if they're drag queens or makeup gurus or YouTube personalities or whatever. I support their right to own guns. I wish more of them would be as open as this Jeffree Star person was to being openly pro-gun. And that's what we need to start going for. We need to start going for more inclusion. There's no reason that this should have been any type of a dispute or controversy other than whether you like pink guns or not. That should have been the only issue here, and the fact that it wasn't reflects badly on us as a community. And like I said, we need to stop letting these people represent us. We need to shout them down, tell them to shut up, sit down, and enjoy the rights that they have in this country, and allow other people to enjoy the same rights. All right, everybody, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I appreciate you coming, and I hope you come back again tomorrow, where hopefully we won't have to rant about something like this. Until then, I just want to remind everyone to always carry, even if it's a pink Beretta, and stay safe until I see you again.